Okay, guys, before I get started here, this is going to be the weekly watch list. It's going to be crypto related. There's going to be some other equities in there. I'm going to be charting Bitcoin as well as a lot of the miners, DJT as well. You guys saw what happened to all the political coins this weekend, which was pretty wild, those of you that were in the Discord. Before I get started here, come over to the terms and conditions page, read our disclaimer as well as our terms and conditions. If you don't agree, don't watch this video, don't join the Discord. If you do, feel free to join the Discord. It's completely free right here. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's take a look at my chart over here that I posted on Bitcoin July 8th. Right? Everyone was bearish on it. They were talking about how it double topped over here. The shooting star on the weekly, that was a clear sign. Patterns, bear patterns after the halving, they don't work. I don't see them working. Sure, on a shorter time frame, a 1 hour, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, 4 hour, sure. What is that? So it drops for an hour. Ooh, you know, the people that trade Bitcoin, by the way, before I move off this, the Bitcoin weekly that I posted, I was right and it broke out. Everybody was bearish on this. So I'm doing an I told you so over here. But the people that are trying to catch every move on it, I mean, you're wasting your time. I learned this in the 2016 halving when crypto was real hot and it was new to everybody in 2017. It was the first real wave of crypto traders and investors. That brought a lot of investors in. It was stupid. All I had to do, which is what I did this time, buy a year before the halving, right? And then you just hold it. Ooh, there's a Head and Shoulders as a shooting star. That's cool. I can add. Right? That's what I personally do. Now, if you're a trader, there's nothing wrong with trading it. Especially if you're doing futures, you better be trading it. You can't be investing with futures with, 100x lev. That's not a strategy there, right? But what a lot of people get confused about when it comes to crypto is its nature. Is it going to double bottom again at a seventh of a cent or a penny? No, it's not an equity that's diluted and there's bad management of it. And it's not an equity. It's completely different. It's going to move like this forever and never stop moving like that forever, right? It's going to stay in this channel. Yeah, sure, we dipped a little bit. Overall, is it following it? Yes. So gold had a cup and handle over here. And I'm going to get to miners and the equities I'm looking at, right? But this affects all that. So we're going to cover that first. Always go to the high time frames. Always go to the high time frames. The bull patterns I'm looking at, the bear candlesticks, right? Like I just showed you on the weekly. Now that could mean it's going to go down. Am I going to sell all my holdings on Bitcoin and then try to rebuy? Right? I'm kind of all over the place here. I'll get back to gold and the cup and handle and what I'm trying to get at with that in a second. I did this. It doesn't work. Right? Imagine if I sold and I'm like, okay, I see 40 incoming. Maybe it'll be 30. I think I'm going to start buying around 34. And then it doesn't happen and then it shoots up to 216K and just rips. And then you've just screwed yourself. That's also a risk, right? Some people would see it as a risk, depending on where you got in, that it's going to drop, right? Well, it's also a risk that you sold and didn't get back in and then missed out on, 300x gains. That's a risk too, because that affects me financially on money I could have had. It's never not went after the halving, ever. Ever. Why did it drop? German government sold 21,000, right? Also, the TA was slowing down right there. It's double topping. It was getting weak. On top of the German government selling, on top of RIOT shutting their miners off because the German government sold so much. And BlackRock came in and I don't have the data on hand how much they bought and gobbled up almost pretty much a lot of what the German government had sold. So I expect it to be choppy, right? I don't have positions that are long, that are short or long or anything like that on Bitcoin. I hold it and I hold crypto. And I'm selling puts on blockchain-related stocks. It can go wherever it wants. It's not going to affect me in any way at all. But we're going to move on here. So, yeah, again, July 8th posted this when everyone was bearish on it. where we respected this fib right here, just like we're respecting that fib right there at 61,711. We really need to get above that. We really need to clear that. I'd like to see us above 62,500 for us to really get going here. But, you know, I kind of like it down. I'd rather it stay down for a little bit longer. But I did notice this, which is why I posted it. As of now, I'm correct on that. Let's jump into, let me go back to, before I get off Bitcoin, we're going to move on to miners. There was this cup and handle building since 2012, right? There was the other side of the handle in 2020. And I had been watching this since COVID, right? And we finally broke out. Let's take a look at Bitcoin, even though, let's take a look at Bitcoin. We've got a cup and handle. It's a very sloppy one. And I like how it's skewed and tilted, right? Which means it's very bullish, just like gold had the same setup, right? You must go lower before you go higher. We've dropped lower. Not lower as in we're gonna go to 2,800 or something. We must go lower before we go higher. And I think there'll be another bullish wave, and there's going to be a pullback and some consolidation that could last a month. And then we go again. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter because I'm holding it and I'm not selling it at all until right around elections. I may take some depending on where it's at. It depends on the technical analysis at that point. Let's take a look at what am I doing on Robinhood? I'm not charting on Robinhood. Okay, CLSK. Clean Spark. Let's take a look at the monthly. I like the higher time frames. You know, you have all these traders that are like 19 that are like, look at the hourly on their Sunday weekly watch list. And it's like, yeah, it's going to be 2 hours. And before the market opens, like 50 million other patterns have happened. And it's already, it doesn't go look at what's start off on the high time frames and work your way down, right? Start off on the high time frames, work your way down. Okay, there's a head and shoulders on an hourly. Let the head and shoulders play out, and then I can get in for the swing, right, based off the monthly. I don't like that body is dipping below this body here. It doesn't really mean much. The fact that there's wicks on both sides and the bodies are getting smaller is showing some consolidation. I really wish I had the EMAs up that I need to have up on here, if this is the correct script or not. I'm not going to check it while we're live here. I'm looking at Clean Spark. I'm expecting it to make a huge move. Where was I at $1.20? You know, where was I over in December of 2022? So what are we looking at here? This is back to 2019. That's basically a different stock at that point. I'm sure they've diluted it, which is why it didn't exceed this high over here without looking at or pulling up Dilution Tracker, which is a great service. 42. I don't think it's going to just see this in the next month or so. I expect us to pop quite a bit and there to be some consolidation overall. Maybe the end of the year, beginning of next year, we could definitely see that price again. But what I'm looking to do is sell some more puts on this. The chart looks fantastic and the premiums are very high. The daily looks disgusting on Clean Spark, although it's kind of at some support somewhat. This is where it's bouncing in this range. If we were to go ahead and draw this out right here, right? In that range is where it's bouncing. Right? So again, the daily, I don't like that. It's below all the EMAs. Doesn't look too hot there. Weekly, yeah, looks all right. Basically closed, basically a hammer on the weekly. We could definitely see 18 next week. But let's take a look at, let's take a look at, let me pull up Mara here. Let me just pull up the monthly. Look at that. That looks amazing right there. Look at where this body is compared to this body on the candle. Gorgeous. We could easily see 24, 25. This time it could even go higher. I don't know. We will see. I need to lock in my positions now and sell what cash secured puts I need to sell because the ones that I just sold are expiring worthless, about to be expiring worthless. If you look at that, that is, we're getting tight here, guys. Something is about to happen. Let's take a look at the weekly. Look at this. Whenever I have this chart over, whenever I have this over here smashing the chart, it makes it easier to see. Look at how linear it's moving. It's just moving right up, right in a line right there. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I love seeing this. And on the weekly, look at the candle on how it closed. Beautiful above that body as well. This thing could pop like hell next week. I'm glad I don't have any covered calls on this right now. I could end up getting cooked on that. Look at that. These candlesticks right here curling right around. Violent drop with a nice pop there. Beautiful. Love seeing that. DJT. You guys saw what happened with all the political memes. It's very annoying going on social media right now. I can't handle it. It's too much stuff going on. I'm just not going to get on there. I'm going to stick to the charts here and at least make some money off all the drama with all the crazy stuff going on. But DJT, I was about to sell puts on it on Friday. I wanted to sell more. And how much you all want to make a bet? Right at 4 a.m. Eastern, when the market opens, this is going to take off. Right? It's probably going to take off and drop. Everyone's going to be looking what to do at open. And 5 hours have went by of trading, and then like everything that's happened is it's over, right? DJT could see some upside tomorrow, but if it's ran vertical, DJT's ran vertical, I'm not going to get in it. I'm not going to get in it. If it shot up vertically, and then I'm just going to buy it right at open, at open, because everyone who was in before is going to take profits at that point. I'm going to chill. If there is an opportunity, technically, right, I'll jump in. I'll listen to the charts, the TA. If there isn't an opportunity, I'm not going to take it. I would like to see it drop somewhat so I can sell some more puts, because the IV on this is going to be ridiculous. Those of you who sell options, I want to be all over this. This is what I did not like on the weekly. I was like, what is that? And this body had broke a little bit, open a little bit lower than over. I don't like that. I was like, this thing looks like it's going to tank. We're building a bear squeeze right here. It definitely looks dangerous. And at the end of the day, I don't believe it should be at this price. I just really don't. I don't think it belongs here at all, right? It probably belongs right around $20, 15 to $20 in that range. But if there's hype around it, it can go. If retail is going to be jumping in, it could really go. Those who are short may want to cover. I'm not telling them to. They're probably thinking about doing that. We'll see. There's going to be a lot of action on DJT. People may be buying it just because, for no reason other than the fact that they like Trump, right? But there's going to be activity on this tomorrow. You all saw what happened to the MAGA coin, as well as all the other Trump coins out there. One of them got a $22 million market cap. That was ridiculous in about an hour. So I'm looking to sell some puts on this and possibly I hope this thing doesn't go up too much, because I want it low to sell more puts, do a wide credit spread, maybe sell a 25 and buy a 15 for September 20th. That may be something I'd like to do. A 112. Right, that may be a separate video here. I was going to do a 112, buy the 25 put, sell the 20, and then sell 2 of the 15s, which would give me a whopping amount of premium. So, other than that, RIOT hasn't gone yet. RIOT hasn't gone. They're beaten down. Look at this, all right? Look at this. It looks like it's getting really, 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 really tight over in here. So one easy way, if I pull up RIOT over here, okay, line charts are underestimated. I know this is cheesy, but I'm just looking at the fact that it's tight. Look at this thing tightening up and consolidating with Bitcoin with that pattern on it, with RIOT running flat, with the consolidation here, with the other miners. This may be one of my last times, if I wanted to buy equity, that I can jump in. I mean, just in late December, we were at 18 on this thing. Came all the way back. I'm pretty sure RIOT had done some dilution because they opened that gigawatt factory, whatever it was, in south of Dallas, and they needed to raise some money, and that could really, really attack the price. But you can see we're trading in that range over there. This thing could really, really go. So I'm going to be watching this. If this thing wants to really get above, it's got a lot it's got to get above over here. But if we can get back and reclaim this territory over here, I really, really see us being able to see anywhere between 12 and 16 again over the next month or two. But anyways, if you guys like this content, make sure to like and follow for more. If you guys have chart requests, ask in the Discord, create a ticket.